Imagine this. You're stranded far from home, with no money, no possessions, and no way to return. It's a scenario that might push most people to despair, to curse their bad luck, and surrender to hopelessness. But for one man, Zeno of Cyprus, this unfortunate event was not the end, but the beginning of something transformative. Zeno was once a prosperous merchant, but everything changed when he was shipwrecked on the shores of Athens around 300 BCE. Left with nothing, Zeno could have easily fallen into despair. Instead, he wandered into a bookshop and discovered the works of Socrates. This spark of curiosity led him to study philosophy, seek out the greatest minds of Athens, and eventually become a teacher himself. From this, Zeno would go on to found one of the most enduring philosophical schools in history, Stoicism. The philosophy, which centers on virtue, self-discipline, and tolerance, would inspire thinkers and leaders for generations. Its name comes from the Stoa Poikile, a public colonnade in Athens where Zeno and his followers would gather to discuss ideas. While today we often use the term Stoic to describe someone who remains calm and composed in difficult situations, Stoicism itself is much more than just an attitude. It's a way of engaging with the world, a lens through which to understand and navigate life's challenges. At the heart of Stoicism is the belief that the universe operates according to a rational, interconnected system called logos. This means that everything happens for a reason, and although we can't control everything that happens to us, we do have control over how we respond to those events. Rather than idealizing a perfect world, the Stoic focuses on how to make the best of the world as it is, and how to improve oneself in the process. This pursuit of self-improvement is guided by four cardinal virtues. 1. Practical wisdom, the ability to approach complex situations with calm logic and clarity. 2. Temperance, the practice of moderation and self-restraint in every area of life. 3. Justice, treating others with fairness even when they've wronged you. 4. Courage, not just in moments of extraordinary crisis, but in facing the daily challenges of life with integrity and resolve. As the Roman Stoic Seneca wisely put it, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Stoicism, however, is not about selfish personal growth. It emphasizes a universal sense of justice and humanity. For instance, when Roman society viewed slaves as mere property, Seneca argued for their humane treatment, reminding everyone of our shared humanity. Stoicism also rejects passivity. The philosophy teaches that only those who cultivate virtue and self-control within themselves are truly capable of bringing positive change to the world around them. One of the most famous Stoic figures, Marcus Aurelius, exemplified this in his own life. As Emperor of Rome, Stoicism gave him the resolve to lead the empire through two major wars, even as he faced the personal heartbreak of losing many of his children. His reflections, written in his personal journals, would later provide guidance and comfort to Nelson Mandela during his 27 years of imprisonment. Mandela found strength in Marcus's words, believing that while the injustices of the past could not be undone, they could be confronted, and a better future could still be forged. Though Stoicism eventually faded as a formal school of thought, its influence remained strong throughout history. Christian thinkers like Thomas Aquinas admired Stoicism's emphasis on virtue, and its ideas even found common ground with Eastern philosophies, such as Buddhism, with the Stoic concept of ataraxia, a tranquil state of mind, closely mirroring the Buddhist idea of nirvana. One of Stoicism's most influential philosophers was Epictetus, who taught that suffering is not caused by external events, but by our judgments of those events. This idea has deeply resonated with modern psychology and the self-help movement. Rational emotive behavioral therapy, for example, is rooted in the Stoic belief that by changing our perceptions, we can change our emotional responses to life circumstances. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, built his life's work, logotherapy, on this very Stoic principle. Frankl's experiences in the concentration camps showed him that even in the most hopeless of situations, we can find meaning and purpose through the strength of our will. He proved that, just like the Stoics, we have the power to choose how we respond to suffering, and in doing so, can transform even the darkest of circumstances into opportunities for personal growth.